All right. Thank y'all for tuning in to episode 19 of the Stimulus Podcast. My name is Duran, and I am co-host of the Stimulus Podcast. And go ahead and introduce yourself, co-host, if you would.
What's good, beautiful people of the world? All shades,
Uh,
creeds. What's up with y'all?
all over the color wheel,
All over that thing,
wherever
all over
you
that spectrum.
land at.
Yep, my
Thank
name
y'all
is
for
Vision.
thank y'all for coming back to the Stimulus Podcast. This is episode 19, like I said. How was your week? Your week straight?
My week was good, man. I had a nice little Friday, little pre-weekend,
Right. Yeah.
soiree.
Got a little turned up a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
man. A
little,
little more than a little bit.
little queasy.
Yeah.
Left us a little queasy, but we made it. Yeah, my week was pretty straight. I've been busy, man. Like doing I got a couple like design things I'm doing like on the side, and then I'm working pretty much all Monday through Friday, and then doing the side stuff. I had a wedding like last Sunday or last Saturday. I'm editing photos for that. Got the video I shot for George. Like I'm working on that. So I got a whole lot. I'm trying to plan this birthday thing for myself. So
How,
a lot going on.
yeah, I can't wait to see that George video.
Yeah, it's coming together. We like bouncing some ideas back and forth about how to to go forward with it, but it's coming together. But yeah, thank y'all for coming back to the Stimulus Podcast. I guess first, I'll say if y'all want to donate anything to the podcast, find us on Cash App at $the Stimulus Podcast, and you can donate whatever you would like to go toward helping us make a better show and all that kind of stuff. So, but without further ado, I'm gonna get us off into our icebreaker. I think we forgot to do it last week. But let me find the banner.
We did.
The
It really didn't even seem like we was missing it at first.
Yeah, I
When I
think we
thought
got to
about it
talk.
after we did it.
Whatever we was talking about, I feel like we just got into that like super like quick, and so we just forgot that we hadn't even done it. But we gonna jump into our "Would You Rather" segment of the podcast, and actually, I think the music might have to stop because I got to share a different tab. Tell me if this stops the music. It probably will. Did it have to stop? Did it stop the music?
Oh, I didn't hear no music.
I guess it was kind of fading out anyway, so right on cue. All right, so the music is
Mm.
off. All right, so we just gonna do a couple of these. They are already kind of randomly selected. So the first one is a "Would you rather," and it's I guess given like a survey of people's answers. But would you rather lead a boring life from here forward, or be reborn with all your memories into a baby of the opposite sex? How is that even a? I mean,
Yeah, what?
is this supposed to be a hard question? Okay. I mean, I think our answer is pretty clear. 77% of people said be reborn with all your memories into a baby of the opposite sex. I mean, I wouldn't want to
I
be
wouldn't want
the
to be no
opposite.
lady.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to. And it's funny to have all your memories because you remember
Yeah,
being a dude.
yeah. Like what? That's kind of crazy. Like what? Uh,
Or
Give me the boring life. I'm gonna go to the minority on this one.
yeah. Now I guess yeah. Like after I talked out like the scenario of the being reborn, I see how the other one might be a little kind of out. But
Cause like I mean, yeah, going back with like knowledge is better, but I feel like it will only benefit me really truly if I was a dude, like because a lot of the shit I have is geared towards a male's perspective on life, like so.
and it also like you also getting like because you're coming back as a baby of the opposite sex. So like as a baby, you know everything that you knew as an adult or whenever whenever
Right.
you turned.
So so that's why I say I would be smart as hell, but
Just
certain stuff and certain decisions I would want to remake. I guess because I mean I figure that's why anybody would want to go back is to redo some shit. But there'd be a lot of shit
yeah,
I was trying to be redoing, and I'd be a girl.
yeah. So I guess I leading a boring life from here forward, or be reborn with all your memories into a baby of the opposites. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I guess I got so much like it planned for my life that like be like what, it's just gonna be boring from here on out.
Right? Yeah.
It's like dang, like I had plans on it not being boring.
Right.
I don't know. I might have to just become a girl. I mean, it would be weird because I would like I said, I would remember not being a girl.
Right, you remember being a whole ass nigga.
It'd be Duranda.
Right.
Yeah, cause yeah,
What is boring though? Like, what are they like?
yeah.
Do you just not do anything, or do you not have any friends, or like
I picture. I don't know why. I
a
think
lot of
it's just
niggas
like
lead boring lives anyway, yo.
I picture like like the movie scenes where it's like the person centered up in the frame and they just like brushing their teeth, like kind of like just
Going through
and
that
then
montage of
yeah,
just nothing, just
yeah,
like
just
watch
walking into
reading the
their car.
newspaper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything is
drinking
just
their
super like
coffee. Yeah,
okay, like everything is super
right.
like
Just hella
whatever.
plain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I picked. Like when I read Boring Life, I thought about that.
Okay, just routine and like but that's why I say like a lot of people live that anyway. Like
Yeah,
just not really doing a lot of shit. And if they do do shit, it be the same shit. Like you go bowling, you go to the movies, you go home,
yeah.
go out
I'm
to
a
eat.
so yeah. I guess I'm gonna just bite the bullet and become a girl baby and know everything I know now. So let's move on to the next one. Let's see. Would you rather be rich or be famous? It's pretty simple.
I'd rather be rich.
Yeah, that it's like it's almost too simple of a question. Like,
Hmm.
because it's like either you, it's like, because like I want to be famous without being rich.
Yeah, like
Like,
it wouldn't even be no point to being famous then without being rich. Like,
but being rich without being famous is actually like kind of the most ideal way to. Like, I feel like most people that's rich and famous want just to be rich.
yeah,
Like, they wish they could go back to just being rich and not famous.
uh huh.
Yeah, I would hate to.
And then
I
a
don't know.
lot
I
of
want
people
that.
are so rich they are famous.
Yeah, famous for being rich. Like you just
Hmm.
like a well known billionaire trillion. Like,
So I
I
would
mean,
like that shit.
like Jeff Bezos, he's not like a. I mean, he's famous because he owns like one of the biggest companies, like probably the biggest company like now. I don't. Is
Hmm.
they bigger than Walmart, Amazon?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know. They might be kind of like neck and neck, but I don't. I think they may have surpassed Wally World.
But like he's just like because he don't. It's not like he be on commercials or nothing like that. You see him
Right.
every now and again for certain stuff, but it's always the headlines like, "Oh, he just earned $13 trillion in one day." Like, but he ain't
Hmm.
putting out statements. He ain't got no social media like account booming like that. But he's just rich. Everybody know who he is. Yeah, but I'd much rather be rich without being famous.
Hmm.
So these are like super simple so far. So I'm gonna just do like maybe a couple more. Would you rather be known as a racist or be known as a sexist?
Also, like, okay, I had to think about what a sexist was. So, like, I'm just objectifying women basically, and
Yeah, you feel
kind of
like
like,
women can't do certain jobs because it's just like
uh huh,
or they more like kind of like stereotypical like gender roles, like oh they belong in the
yeah,
kitchen or something.
yeah, okay, I got you. Uh, Probably racist. I don't know though, like,
Be known as a sexist or a racist.
cause,
Like a
cause,
racist.
'cause I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not sexist, but I do feel like there are some things that men do that women can't do, but vice versa as
Yeah,
well though. Like, it's just like,
I think that's. I mean, if there's any like, or not any, but like, if there's a case for like how men are just different than women. Look at our sports. Like we had to separate it because
hmm
it would be unfair. Like it wouldn't. And this is not even. It's biological. We were made like kind of more for a certain type of thing,
hmm we a
and
little
they were
more rough.
yeah, we were made to be like that.
Hmm.
And women typically are not built like that. They're not built wide framed and
they
like yeah,
ain't cut like that.
they're not all brawly like
That's why I don't agree with like the transgender sports and shit like that. Like
yeah.
because you got men like it's a transgender UFC fighter. On well, she not in the UFC, but she a mixed martial arts fighter.
Mm-hmm.
But this bitch or this nigga is going around going around beating the shit out of women. Like, but then
Yeah.
you hear like fighters, like men fighters, or even like commentators like Joe Rogan even saying like, well, there was nothing like particularly good about this person's skill. They just was a dude going in there beating up girls.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. It's like
I
you
don't.
got more I think like I'm and to people watching and listening, like we're not scientists or nothing like that. like or like biologists. But like from my understanding, like men have actual like more muscle fiber like by nature
They do,
than
and
women.
bone density as well. And
Mm-hmm.
then I just found this out. Like I ain't know we ain't scientists, you know what I'm saying? But we some smart niggas. We
Right.
educated for sure. But I just found this out the other day because when I find something I'm interested about it. So I did a little research, and they were saying that like the hormone pills that transgenders take, they actually like help with their bone density. So they retain all that bone density and everything from being a male. And so
Mm.
it's like it's even harder, or you know what I'm saying, it's more density
It's
when
like you
they
doing best of both worlds type stuff. Like
yeah. And it's like, of course you finna come in, you got wider shoulders, you got the still same hands, you got the same everything as you
mm,
were as a man, and then you just coming in wrecking women. I think the
yeah,
last girl fighter that dude fought, she said like, she was like, I'm a pretty strong and hefty woman for my my weight class, and she looked like she was stout, but
yeah.
she was like, I still have never been hit. Like for real.
Said I
And
have never.
she's like, I ain't never been hit like that before from any woman, like
Said
and
never have I ever been hit like
never.
that.
Right. And she was like, the dude was just mauling her. Like he hit her one time, like, ha, and then they went to the ground, like girl leaking.
Dang.
Yeah, like I'm like, man,
Yeah,
I see.
it's just not fair. And I think that like because and this is getting all the way off topic, but
It
okay,
is,
so
yeah.
let's just get our answers in and we can continue with this. So
Sexist
be
or
not
racist.
sexist or racist.
Hmm.
It's hard because if I'm racist, I mean I'm assuming I'm just racist against everybody but my race.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. That's what I feel like.
everybody.
I feel like I'm a fucking Karen or a Darren now. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna be. It's just me against everybody, pretty much, other than if you black. And then
yeah.
if it's sexist, I feel like I'm looking at less people in that kind of way, in like
Hmm.
in an inferior type of way. So I guess I would go sexist. Like not that it's like it's pick your poison, but you know, I guess I would
Yeah,
go
it
sexist.
is. It is a pick your poison type thing.
Okay,
I
but
don't know.
so getting
I
back to
racist.
that what we're talking about, yeah, like it's just not fair. It's not it's not even about I'm trying to turn this thing off, this banner. Here it is. It's not even about like us wanting to be like, better or like stronger. It's like we really made to be like that.
Yeah.
And it's not even by choice. It's like it's just by nature. Same way like how women be like, oh, a man can never endure the pain of childbirth. It's like we're not designed for that process.
Right.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
so it's something foreign to our genetic makeup or like how we are created. So yeah, it would be hard for. I mean, we probably could. I feel like, but is it something that is not designed for us to do? So it's hard to say. So
But
yeah,
then I feel like it'll be the other way around too. Like say, because we have women who want to become men, and I feel like if a woman, who was like a mixed martial artist, wanted to, fight in the, men's, what I'm saying, league,
mm.
I feel like she would get demolished. I feel like she wouldn't.
Yeah,
I feel like she wouldn't have a win.
yeah.
She would be owing like 100.
And it's crazy how that is, like how there is that distinction, like mainly from like an athletic kind of standpoint, like like that's why and it's not to put down women's basketball or whatever, but
Not at
like
all, because there's
it
some
just
hoopers that's
for
women.
right, and it's just like for whatever reason, it's like I guess our society sees it as more exciting to watch men play basketball in pretty much most sports
Hmm.
than women, but I think it's because like I guess I put it like this. Like I feel like the top of the top female athlete versus the top of the top male athlete. That male athlete is probably gonna body her, like still,
Body, like what?
because it's
She
like
don't.
it's like when it comes to like physical strength and agility and all that stuff, I feel like
Hmm.
because of how women are made versus how men are made, I feel like the ceiling for all that physical and like hard stuff is like right here for women, and then for like us that are built for it, our ceiling on that is like up here. So
Yeah,
like
about
no
to say,
matter
I
what,
think
we're gonna
it's.
have an advantage. Like
Hmm.
unless it's just like a girl, because there's some girls that are bigger and stronger than dudes. Unless it's
Yeah,
that kind of situation. But if we doing apples and apples like equivalents, then it's still going to be a bit of an advantage because it's like we built for that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, and then them women that's like that, that's kind of rawer than men, like them are the 1% for real. Like
Yeah,
it ain't too many of them. And then like you
yeah,
said, even if they did go against like the creme de la creme, it still would be a mismatch.
yeah. So, but that concludes our would you rather segment. And so as usual, though, we before we get into our like kind of topics, kind of topical topics, we're gonna go into our coronavirus, follow up that we do typically on there.
Coronavirus.
Right. Oh, that's gonna be a good segue. But I don't know if we're going straight into the Cardi B stuff after this.
Might
But
as well. Shit.
yeah, but as usual, we're gonna do our weekly COVID checkup, and so I took a peek at the numbers before. Actually, let me share my tab real quick. But we still headed up in the numbers and all that stuff. I don't know. It's like I don't even know how to feel like nowadays.
Yeah,
like
I was
I
just getting ready to say at this point, I'm like numb to it. This is like, yeah, hmm like
because it
because I
is
expect it, and you know what I'm
yeah.
saying, and it hasn't been proving me wrong. So it's like, okay, we end this shit.
Let me make this full screen.
This shit
Whoops.
is boo boo, man. I wish Rona would go away. Like, I wish niggas
That's
could just chill.
yet another good segue line
Right.
for but that's for later. So yeah,
hmm
looking at the numbers in the U.S. or right now I'm looking at the U.S. line right here. Said we had worldwide. Well, I read the U.S. Not that nobody else matters, but 6.59 million cases in the U.S. 3.56 million recoveries in the U.S. and then 197,000 deaths in the U.S. So, like I
How do
said,
niggas think this shit is fake though?
I
Like
don't know.
what do they think niggas are really like dying? Like I know people die every day, and I mean that was just gonna happen regardless. And there are so many people that die within a year anyway. But it's like, I mean, all these people at once, and then it's like I guess people who think that this shit is fake, or it's like just some shit that people making up, or over exaggerating about. I'll say
Hmm.
they haven't. I guarantee they haven't known somebody who has contracted it or has died from it, because it's like when you really like when you know somebody or you know somebody who knows somebody, it's like it kind of put it in perspective for you. It's like, damn,
Yeah.
okay, they was just here and then they was gone. Like I know a couple young people that passed from that, and it's like, damn, okay,
Yeah, and it seems like at this point, most people would have, even if it's not directly, have been indirectly affected. Like,
hmm
it might not be my cousin or my mom or my dad, but it might have been my dad's brother or my dad's like cousin or something like that, like to where I would have heard about it in my family.
hmm
So I don't know how people still think it's fake. I think some people just have like built in like from the jump skepticism about everything, to the point where that like especially if everybody else believe it already, they kind of go the opposite way. Like, and I do that a little bit sometimes when I see like a little bit of a bandwagon forming. I kind of
hmm
like hold back until I've really kind of formed my own opinion
yeah, me
or
too.
whatever.
Because too many
So
people jumping on some shit definitely is suspicious to me too. I'll be like, what
yeah,
y'all niggas following?
yeah. So I get that, but then after it's only so long that I feel like you gotta have it be proven to you before you
Mm,
should be like believing it. Like, okay, I see now. Like at first when it was like a couple thousand deaths, and it might have been sweeping under the rugable, but now it's
yeah,
like
that's
you
too
know,
many. That's too many people.
and
And
then
at first, I felt like that though. I felt like Ronald was on some bullshit. But then once I started like seeing how fast it was spreading, and then like how many people were dying from it, or like just being fucked up, I'm like, okay, well maybe I do need to
yeah,
stay at home.
yeah. Like I said, like in our first episode, I was wearing that. I think I was wearing the shirt, that little "I survived"
Yeah, Rona.
shirt, and it was like at the time it was like I even then I think at that point it had gotten to where like it was like a joke kind of thing, and then it got a little more serious because people were starting to die, and like they
hmm
had shut down Italy and all that kind of stuff. Or yeah, Italy. so it became like, oh, more serious. So I'm like, dang, I don't even know I want to wear the shirt now. Like, so like it didn't. It was back then. I first, what, 19 weeks ago
Yeah.
that I'm like, okay, this is getting serious. So maybe I shouldn't wear this shirt. And then people still to this day, 19 weeks later, are still like, I don't think it's quite what y'all think it is. It's like, people dying, but it ain't really from that. It's like from other. And I do
Yeah.
think there is some of that. Like there is like some
Yeah.
blurring of the lines of what is considered a death from coronavirus.
Hmm. Yeah. I definitely feel like it's a good handful of that, I'll say, but I feel like the majority of people dying from Rona, or like saying, stating that they died from Rona, really was dying from Rona. Like,
Yeah,
Rona came in and shook shit up, and it made whatever they had worse, so they died. But I definitely feel like Rona was fucking some shit up.
yeah, and I don't think there's no like, because I feel like people have been dying more. It seems like people have been dying more this year.
Hmm.
Like just in general, like I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
even if like, because like Chadwick Boseman, that wasn't coronavirus. It was like he had cancer, but
Hmm.
it's just like a lot more death this year than anything. But
Kobe wasn't no Corona.
yeah, like and that was at the beginning of the year
Hmm.
pretty much. So yeah, it's been a lot of like loss, just like a lot of extreme like news and stuff like that too happening. Like just like wild stuff,
We
riots
gotta do
and
like a New Year's special on New Year's Eve or some shit like that, and
yeah,
just like recap 2020 like in its
yeah,
entirety. Like,
yeah. And that'll be a long episode too, because this is like it's so much that's happened, and it was so much that happened in like the first like couple months of coronavirus.
right?
Like let alone like everything, the whole 9 months of 2020 that we made it through so far.
It was like so much shit in the first month of like
Yeah.
Rona, because I think like what the fuck, it was Kobe dying, then it was were the Hornets and the Locusts around there, or was that a little bit
Oh, the
later? But
the murder
yeah.
hornets.
The Murder
Yeah.
Hornets. I think that was
It,
a little later. I think that we was in quarantine when the Hornets was around.
it was like bizarre news stories, like police brutality stuff,
Hmm.
and coronavirus was all like kind of fighting for who was going to be the most prominent, like, story.
Yeah. Oh, it was them volcanoes and fucking
Dust
and
cloud from Africa.
yeah. Man, so much shit has happened. Like that bomb in Lebanon. Like,
Our first episode was coronavirus and UFOs. Like the UFO, like
yeah, yeah.
it was like that happened to like it was like dang, man. It's like that it's like a clip they used like as a kind of as a meme now, but it was from Mary Mary. I forgot the name of their show. But
Oh yeah, yeah. I
it's
know what
like,
you're talking about.
you can't break my heart every week.
Right.
Like
Give it to me all at once. You can't.
yeah, yeah, it's just been nonstop. Like
Nah, stop.
I just read something that happened yesterday. That somebody in Compton in California walked up to like a police car and shot two police officers in the head. Like they didn't. I don't think because they apparently didn't die right then. Like they must have in the head, but like not in a immediately fatal place. But they shot him. They ran off, and they said they both like kind of like fighting for their life. But
Damn.
it's just like wild stuff happening, like in general.
Hmm.
I told you I just watched Detroit last night for the first time, and it was like almost, while I understand, and this is off topic, but while I understand that like those stories need to be told and like people need to remember what certain stuff, it's like how many more movies we need to have about, like, we know, like I mean, like I don't know. It's like of course we know that there's a lot
Right.
like the history of America and being racist and how these black people got treated back in the '60s and before that, even after technically being free.
Hmm.
But it's like, dang, it's like because most people I hear people come out of those movies and like in the movie, like they're like, now I'm mad now.
Yeah, niggas
I like
really.
like I'm ready to I want to fight a white person now.
But
Like
I guess it'd be like niggas have been silent for so or silenced for so long. I won't even say silent, but then niggas have been silenced for so
mm,
long, and like they couldn't really get their stories out of like the oppression or whatnot. So people are just going and telling these stories. But then a lot of it probably is that it sells. Like stuff like that sells. Tragedy or
Yeah.
conflict.
Yeah, it's like it's so much that's like whatever will get people to come, like to put their eyes on this. That's what we putting out front.
Mm,
But yeah, it's been a crazy year though. Even like our trip got the first Fam Jam trip got kind of canceled just because it was like everything was still kind of up in the air. Now I feel like
hmm
now people are kind of like how we talked about probably like 3-4 weeks ago. Like people seem to be more comfortable now and like a little bit more lax, and like people are actually doing stuff now. Stuff is starting to kind of reopen, even here in Michigan again now. I wonder how it's gonna go. Like, cause now we getting into flu season, and starting to get colder and stuff.
hmm
To where people would normally be getting sick anyway. So now it's gonna be like, dang, is that a cold or is that coronavirus? Like,
Yeah. Ooh,
so
it's finna niggas finna cut up. Don't cough on me.
but I mean, I feel like coronavirus officially took over the whole summer. Like it's now it's actually starting to get colder. It's actually
Yeah.
starting to see the first signs of like fall, and we still wearing masks. And I don't. I mean, I don't. We not. It's definitely not going to be stopping the like enforcing of wearing masks probably until well into like probably not even at the soonest I would say halfway point of like 2021.
Yeah.
Like I think we're gonna be wearing masks for a while.
For a good minute. So
Uh,
Karen, better keep you
yeah,
two on in handy, because don't nobody give a fuck about your breathing
it's
condition. And
underlying.
man, I
Nigga.
hate that. Like, and then I don't know why I be watching these videos, probably just for entertainment, but I be watching them Karen videos, like Karen compilations. And there was this one lady, like, she was like really tripping. Like, she was comparing herself to somebody who is in a wheelchair and handicapped. She was saying that the person was discriminating against her because she was handicapped in her breathing, um, like her breathing problem. And she said she take medicine for it. And I was like, what breathing problem can you have other than like asthma that you take medicine for? Like, and it's
Yeah,
an inhaler, like, and that's not, you're not handicapped, man. I'm like that. Like,
yeah, yeah. And then
I,
and coronavirus is like a respiratory like condition. So I feel like you
yeah.
wouldn't want to get like contracted with the virus, so you would wear
Mm.
the mask. It seemed like you would want to protect yourself.
Yeah, and that's what don't make sense to me either, because they be saying like their doctor says that you don't have to wear a mask because of that. But it's like your doctor will be like, okay, well, this will even make that worse, so you should. Like, your
Yeah,
doctor would be like, I will require you to wear a mask because it's not good for your health. Like, I, the shit that they be saying, I don't understand. And I really be wanting to slap taste out their mouth when they be talking about they discriminated against, like, because
the
somebody told you to
taste.
wear a mask. Yeah,
Yeah,
all of the taste,
they
the taste they have, like,
be eating cereal the next day. Like, man, I know I could taste it yesterday.
yeah.
I,
It's like when you got
uh,
a cold and you can't smell or taste shit. You just, I
just,
said it smelled like it was good. I don't know, but I can't
just
taste it.
get my sense of taste zapped out my mouth.
Just
Um,
zapped.
but speaking of coronavirus, Cardi B and Candace Owens this week have been kind of
Coronavirus.
going back and forth. I guess Cardi B did an interview with Joe Biden, whatever. She was, and we talked about this earlier. Like
Did you
Cardi
see
B
it?
is. I saw some clips of it. I actually,
Okay, I'm
speaking
about to say I
of,
didn't even see none of that shit. I was trying to figure out like why did this shit get started. I mean, I knew was the reason, but like I don't know. I didn't care enough about it to like look it up all the way, because they was just like them two alone were like hella petty, and I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? What are y'all talking about?
you said that them two alone. What?
Candace Owens and Cardi, like they
Oh,
back and
okay.
forth shit. I watched that, and like
Oh, okay.
in watching that, I was like, okay, I don't really even want to backtrack any further. Like,
So yeah, she did the interview with Joe Biden. Let me go back and pull
but
it
she
up.
called her illiterate though. I'm like, damn, she coming for her head.
Yeah, like that's one thing that Candace Owens like always say about Cardi B. Like when she get to talking about her and going in on her, it's like she's illiterate. She can't even like all kind of pointing out, and it's like on some way I get that because like if I'm you my opponent, and I'm just trying to go at whatever I can go at.
I'm blazing.
And you say something wrong, you mispronounce something. Oh, I'm getting on that because I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
discredit you,
But that
make you
don't make
sound
she illiterate though. Like illiterate mean
yeah.
you
I can't
cannot read
read.
or
Yeah,
write. Yeah, like so I know she can read and write. She just don't do it well.
yeah,
Like you know.
and I'm sure she could probably speak Spanish way more fluently, probably than
Yeah,
like
she
than
said that's
English.
she, and it made like it made sense to me. Like when I just heard that shit, like she said that English is not her first language, and I'm like, okay, well I understand that. Like if you like a lot of people who are Spanish of Spanish descent, or Mexican descent, they don't really speak a lot of English very well. Like they speak enough to where you understand them. So if English is not her first language and she talked the way she talked, okay, I give it to you.
But I'm gonna play some of these little, I guess, highlights from the
This whole
interview.
ass nigga.
Yeah,
I can't stand
I
him
do
either.
get some weird vibes, like some like negative vibes from him,
All
like
negative, bro.
in a weird like for, and it's almost like for no reason, like only just like some kind of weird feeling I get about him. Like I
Scum.
feel like it's not gonna be what we think it is.
Scum.
But I'm gonna play a little bit of this.
Telling
Well,
niggas if they black or not, bitch.
yeah.
Scum.
His name is Joey B.
Joey,
When she
right.
was growing
You
up,
ain't John B,
she
nigga.
called me Joey B. So we may be related or something.
Yep, Cardi B and Joey B.
Cardi B gives Joey B the third degree. Yeah, Joey B like Joe Biden. The 27-year-old rapper covers the September issue of Elle, and in an accompanying feature, Cardi also sits down with the 77-year-old presidential hopeful for a Zoom chat,
This
where
nigga
she revealed her
77?
biggest concerns ahead of the 2020 election.
I of
Why
course
are all
want
these
free
old
Medicare,
niggas
and
in
this is
office
why it's
anyway?
important
Like,
to have free Medicare.
why do we gotta have an
look,
old nigga?
look what's happening right now. You see why we should have been have free Medicare for a long time. I of course think that we need free college education.
We're going to have, if I get elected president, free college education for 4 years of college, flat
You
out.
lying.
Anybody with a family less than 125 grand, you're going to get free education. Everybody gets free education for community college.
Cardi, who previously supported Bernie Sanders in the primary election, is also focused on establishing racial equality.
I want black people to stop getting killed and no justice for it. I'm tired of it. I just want more stricter laws that is fair to black citizens, and it's fair for cops too.
Cardi adds that the racial strife in the U.S. has even made some people feel like they're not even part of.
Okay, so we get I guess the idea. And she was being herself, like I was saying earlier. Like she was kind of being kind of like informal in ways. She got like the long nail, like super long like nails with the hair done like she about to be in the WAP video a little bit.
Right.
Kind of like that Baps to me.
But she was it's for her though, she was professional.
Yeah, she had a little blazer on.
Yeah, like her little suit, pantsuit.
Yeah, the collar.
Right, yeah.
So she,
Almost
you could
that
tell that
Bernie
she
collar,
like
that wide collar.
in that kind of a way. I feel like you can kind of see, she kind of, this is her version of being like, serious and like, kind of conscious and responsible.
Yeah, this is her professionalism right here.
Yeah.
Saying it.
But at the same time, she still, it's kind of being herself. And then so Candace Owens got on, and just so I can kind of, trigger myself, I guess. I'm gonna play a little bit of this Candace Owens stuff. Like she just get on my nerves so bad.
Yeah,
man.
I don't like her either. Cool Miss Owens.
Yeah, I just like there's no other black woman for sure that I dislike more than her.
And it's crazy because as much as I don't get along with her, she made. I've seen some videos where she made some points where I'm okay, but she's still cool for sure. Like, but and it's I guess she almost have to kind of make some points, like some factual points to kind of, play that role. But
let me see. I'm gonna play some of this one.
She's still on the coon side, thinking Donald Trump is for
So
black
the Candace
people.
Owens Show, and the author of the brand new Blackout: How Black America Can Make Its Second Escape from the Democratic Plantation, destined for the top of the bestseller list. Candace, great to talk to you.
Good to speak to you, Ben. You got
There's
me in a
some
lot of
clips.
trouble.
Well,
There's some clips. It's the same dude, Ben Shapiro, which he got the most annoying voice.
Yeah, his
ever.
voice. It.
Super nasal, like it sounds like he's doing it on purpose. Um,
Hey, good night.
I think Cardi B's WAP
But to
song.
me, it's like she trying to say that like
So let's talk about the cultural.
Democrats are like the racists, and no, ma'am, it's just white people. It's like it's some Democrat and some Republican. Like you can't say that like just one party is against a race or nothing like that because you got some people in your party that's crooked.
Yeah, let me see. Let me see what she's talking about right here.
It is one of the biggest insults. If Black Americans are not insulted by the fact that Joe Biden, who has been hiding in his basement, for the entire year, made an appearance and came out because he was going to do an interview with Cardi B. Do we have nothing better to offer? I mean, this would be akin to Donald Trump saying, "I'm going to give no interviews," but he came up and he decided to give an interview to Justin Bieber. Right? I mean, which I actually, Justin Bieber,
Or
I'm
when
sorry,
he
I know you're a
invited
Christian man. I
Kanye
don't want to put you in the
West
same
to
boat as
the
Cardi B. But it would be
White
absurd,
House.
right? White America would go, what is this? Why are you being interviewed by Justin Bieber? And it's because you're pandering, right? You're pandering. You look at Cardi B's Instagram, you see she has millions of followers, and you think, okay, this is an illiterate person, and if I appeal to this illiterate person and she does like she literally did in the middle of this interview, they think she's cool, she's hip just by sitting here and taking this interview. Black people will vote for me. It's basically saying, Black people, you are stupid, you are dumb, and you're so foolish. I mean, do you think, what if she just said in the middle of the interview, Joe Biden, can you name one Cardi B album? No, Joe Biden, do me a favor, just one Cardi B lyric. He couldn't do.
Okay, so Candace was like talking, greasy on Cardi B, and of course they went back and forth.
She's talking real greasy.
Man, it's just like she really get on my, like, even if she makes sense, because like I said, like you were saying, there's times where Candace Owens, like, she's not stupid necessarily, but she's just like, to
She
me,
ignorant.
yeah, horribly just like misguided, and like she give me some of that, like, what's her name, Azalea Banks type of like almost self-hatred
Yeah,
type stuff.
she do. She and man, and that's man. I'm glad you said that because I said the same thing. Like, because you ain't never see this bitch in her natural hair. The bitch is frying her edges with that perm and shit. And it's like, why you know what I'm saying? Why are you ashamed of that? Like, you know what I'm, and I just watched the documentary the other day, or rewatched it. It was called Good Hair by Chris Rock. And it talks about like women and a lot of them women in that shit had their hair straightened or like felt like that was just but I feel like that's a part of that self-hatred too.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, that goes, I feel like, back to like that European like standard of beauty type stuff. Like your hair got to be straight and you got to look like this. It kind of changed how a lot of women felt like they could be, what they could look like and still be attractive, or still be
Right.
like, whatever. So yeah, they went back and forth basically, and what did I say? They said she kept on calling her illiterate. Like Candace kept calling Cardi illiterate because of like, and we talked about that too. Like, it does kind of like, if I'm arguing with something like somebody via text, which I don't do, but like if I was to do that and then they like like spell something, it'd be like, see, look at you messing up words.
Stupid.
No, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna naturally just use that to my arguments, like, advantage. So
Yeah, when Cardi B said politics, I lost
yeah.
it though. I'm like, okay.
So it's like, dang, like, while I don't like Candace and I don't like what she's like saying, because she's basically saying like, oh, she said, do we have nothing else to offer? Like, like Cardi B is like, basically like a bad representation of
Right.
black, and
Cardi B not even black.
yeah, I'm about to say she's not black. So like, why is it like seen as like, oh, she's misrepresenting black people?
Yeah, she not representing us at all. I mean, she in our culture for sure. She heavy
Yeah.
in that shit, but she's not us. So
Yeah, black and brown
she ain't
people
speak-
been like this for, I feel like, forever.
Yeah, cousins like a motherfucker, like first cousins.
But yeah, she was saying, she's like, do we have nothing else to offer, and all this stuff, and then Cardi B was like, she was kind of like bragging like, oh, I got a #1 song in this country and that country and stuff like that in one of her videos, which has nothing to do with anything. Yeah, well, she was saying it. No, to be fair, she was saying it because she was like, because Candace was basically saying like, why would Joe Biden do an interview with somebody like Cardi B? And, his,
Oh, okay.
and she was like, I have the #1 song. Like, I have this huge platform. So why
Right.
wouldn't he? That's basically what she was
Right.
saying.
I
But
get that.
so, and that's the one thing I hate though, is that like everything is about, like I said, eyes. Like
It
how
is,
how
man.
many people, like how many people's attention do you have? If you have a lot of people's attention, I can, I'll mess with you. Like I'll associate myself with you because I want your friends to become my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes a lot of people do a lot of like weird stuff, like Joe Biden doing the interview, because it is out of kind of weird, like a weird pairing, Joe Biden or Cardi B and a presidential candidate.
All right.
That's not her lane typically. So
My main issue with Candace or Candace is like she one of them type of people that hate to look in the mirror. Like she'll tell you about what these Republicans do, and I don't disagree, with like a lot of things, or like she say as far as like with Joe Biden and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't like him either. I feel like he's scum too. But I feel like she try to like it seem like Donald Trump is like an angel, or like he's
yeah,
for black people, or he don't incite racism, and like it's just the Democratic Party that is racist. And no, man, what the fuck? Like,
yeah,
get out of here.
and and she talked about like Cardi B being used by like people like Joe Biden just because they basically want to appeal to black people, so they see you as their gateway and all that stuff. But like they was saying like it's basically projection. Like when somebody got something going on with them, an issue, and they like start to like call everybody else out with the same issue, basically. Like in a way, yeah, Joe Biden is using her because of her platform. But like in a very similar way, pretty much the same, if not worse, way, Candace Owens is being used by like the Trump campaign, and like all that. Like she is that black example that they can use to be like, hey, see, she said it, we not us. She said it's black on black crime, not us. She's acknowledging it. So how much more true can it be if a black person is saying it?
I hate that shit, man. Like, cause that shit, I hate when people bring that up. Like, black people kill black people more than the police kill black people, or like she was saying that like white people and Hispanics die at a higher rate than blacks. But it's like, even still, it's like if that's the case, white people be doing some crazy shit to get killed by the police. But it's like anytime really you hear about a black person dying or something by the police, they really not doing too much of nothing. It's
Yeah.
just they being like the police is overly aggressive.
And I want to play a little bit of her one of Candace Owens' responses to Cardi B.
With
Right
that
here.
perm in her hair.
Oh, what is up,
I'm
Instagram?
gonna skip into it a little
Right.
bit.
When you say ridiculous things like, I had to sit down with Joe Biden because my sister got attacked by a Trump supporter, Santa Claus, making it seem like Trump supporters are homophobic. A little education for you, Cardi B. Donald J. Trump is the first president that's ever gone into office in support of gay marriage. So, those 8 years that your presidential candidate Joe Biden spent as a vice president with Obama, they didn't support gay marriage going into office. Obama changed his tune on gay marriage in his second term. So the whole idea black men are killed by other black men.
I hear you right here. This
We
is
don't
it.
asked you back, what are black men going to do about black men dying? Because 94% of black men are killed by other black men. Okay? We don't have an issue with police officers. In fact, if you go into those inner cities and you go into those projects, they need more policing. So you're a fraud. You're sitting here making it seem like you're afraid of police officers. Are you afraid?
I don't like that bitch. Well, she said when you go. She said when you go in, like, bitch, you ain't never been, like, so you can't say what we need and what like how we get fucked with, or like that's what pissed me off about people like that. Like they always look at statistics. Numbers lie, bro. Numbers lie all the time. People forge numbers. What the fuck?
And it's crazy, like that she always got those types of like 34%. It's always like some kind of like statistic that she can like immediately quote,
like,
and it's like super convenient to her argument. Because like I've never even heard that statistic.
Me ain't either.
94%.
94. What the fuck? Like, no, man.
He said
Hell no.
94% of black men are killed by other black
Other
men.
black men.
Now I've heard that like, you know, a certain percent, but that's natural because black people live around black people, white people tend to live around white people, and you know, so on and so on. So like if you're gonna get killed by anybody, it's likely to be somebody that look like you because everybody that lives around you look like you in skin color.
And majority of people like tend to have friends of that same race. Like, but that's, you know what I'm saying? I just want to look up the statistics on white people killing white people, and like, you know, like I just want to do that. I want to do that comparison for every race. Like, okay, see how much Asians kill Asians. Is it more than blacks kill Asians? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it probably will be like, what the fuck? Like, what sense does that make? I feel like they do like preachers, man. It's like you take a certain part of the Bible only to make a point in your sermon. It don't really relate in context with what the fuck the Bible is saying, but it do make sense with what your overall message and objective is.
Yeah, there are a lot of like kind of shady religious figures that like will. I mean, that's
hella shady.
That was even like I remember watching what's the name, Birth of a Nation, when they had him like preaching certain parts.
And how slaves needed to, or you know, serve their earthly masters and stuff like that. Like crazy shit.
Whatever supported it, they would say this part, don't say that part, say this part. I was trying to see if I can find some statistics on the like racial.
Yeah, that stuff had me like man, you know how we grew up, you know, in the church and whatnot, and so I definitely believe God. I know God is real. I know, you know, believe him, but it's like the Bible and like how it's taught. It's like certain stuff in there. Okay, I believe that, you know, it was said and it was written, but like in the translation, I feel like a lot of things were mixed up, taken out, switched, you know, dissected and all that to deceive.
Yeah, I do think that like I feel like I do need to do a lot of like research on my own, like, and I'm guilty of not doing it, you know, a long time ago, basically. But
me too, yeah.
Do a lot of research on my own of some like origins and stuff, because like you said, like anytime you translate into like all these different languages and over to so much time, there's a lot of translation that has to happen, and a lot of things, even, you know, in modern talk, can get lost in translation. So let alone something that was thousands of years ago.
Hell yeah. The perfect example for that shit is that game that you tell where somebody start a secret on one end and then they go. That should be totally different. And I'd be like, niggas just be doing that. Yeah, I'd be like, niggas just be doing that on purpose. Like, niggas can't just not say what it is. Like, what?
Yeah. So I do feel, I feel like I'm in the same boat. Like you know, I believe in God, and I was, you know, raised in church and everything. I do feel like in a lot of ways, like, and this is like off topic once again, but whatever. Like in a lot of ways, I feel like sometimes the black church is like, and not to just come against black church, but I think church in general, but also like because like black people we just way more charismatic than in any other like race for the most part. Yeah, so we doing all the theatrics and all the like the different things that get everybody excited. And so our church is like super like,
our church lit.
Yeah, we be going in our church. Like it's a completely different experience than the average white church in Utah or something. It's a completely different experience. So in that though, I think that we get like, there's a lot of tendency to get caught up in that stuff, in all the like the bells and whistles and the whatever running and the music and like it's like it get caught up in that and more than anything else, to where like if you don't have that, then it's like, what, you know, oh, it wasn't as good or something. And I think we kind of lose, I think some of the, I don't know, I think I have the feeling that there's like we getting it wrong in some ways because of how our love for like the way that we've always done church or whatever like that. Like I just picture like the old like Suge Avery like sweating stanking church, wood floor, like and it's cool, but like man, and you know what, it really come from something. Like it come from, I feel like black people needed that. We needed like what we was going through was so like inhumane and like so unspeakable that it was just like we couldn't do nothing but pray to God and just hope for something better to come eventually. So like church was like it was coming from like, man, like I'm hurting right now.
Yeah, and I feel like it does, like it fills your spirit, like it, or like it recharges your spirit. Like every time, you know what I'm saying, I went to church and like, we've had like, services like that where the music is good and everything is going good. You fellowshipping with, your neighbor and whatnot. It recharges you. It helps you, with that week ahead of you. But I feel like a lot of people lose sight within that week. Like they just wait for a church to have a connection with God. Like, a lot of people don't even pray on a daily. And it's like, how could you not? You know what I'm saying? You gotta, like, you would talk to your mama, you know what I'm saying? You wouldn't go like a week without talking to your mama, or, you know what I'm saying, your significant other, or, somebody who is really close to you. So God is always around you. So you gotta build a connection with him, Monday through Saturday. And then, on Sunday, I feel like that's when you get that recharge.
And it's like you said, it's a relationship.
Yeah.
It's like it's similar to how like if you had a girlfriend, a significant other, a loved one that you cared about and that you wanted to get to know, you make sure that communication stays frequent. So, but yeah, how do we even get on this topic?
Damn, how did we get on this topic?
I think it was through Candace Owens for sure.
Yeah, and that.
But I do want to go back to her because all that talk, like I said, she was like, look at the black men, like it's like it's weird that, like I said, I feel like it's like a self-hatred like projection type of thing.
It is, man. That's why she married that white man.
Because even when yeah, that too.
But it's like she married a white man. It's like you perm your hair. You don't ever show your hair in its natural state. And it's like, why is that, man? Your hair not like that.
But it's even like when she's saying it, like, because like sometimes it's not even just what she's saying, but the like kind of like the tone that she says it with.
It's with hatred,
yeah, and it's like, look the black man for if you like it got that like. It got that real, like, it got some extra, like, heat up on it.
Like, she want to say niggers. Like, look at these niggers out here stupid. Like, yeah. She wanted, like, I feel like she a coconut.
Oreo. What, Klondike bar?
Or like Klondike bar. Motherfucking, what is the mints called? Pepper's Fry. Or, no, it's not Pepper's Fry. What the fuck is it? York
peppermint patties.
Yeah, peppermint patties.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people had it. Like, I mean, even Doja Cat got that self-hatred, for her kind, or that side of her. And I don't know if it's like maybe because I feel like Candace Owens probably wasn't around in the ghetto, or like she maybe lived at a certain in a certain place like suburbia or whatever like that.
Yeah.
I feel like people who grow up in those type of environments, they kind of get treated like biracial people in a sense, like, or like go through the same treatment as biracial people. Like all your friends in this white area are gonna be white. So it's like, and majority of people are like that. Like, so they gonna get at you about being black or being different, why your hair is like this, and you know what I'm saying. So they kind of grow to kind of hate that shit, or and be against it, just like a biracial child would be in their family torn apart. They black cousins fuck with them, but the white cousins it's like maybe like, why's your hair curl like that? What is?
And even down to like how she talk, like she is super proper and like. Yeah, and it's like if I'm around all my little kid friends, we all talk like that. That's how I came up talking. I came up talking like, I talk a little bit of proper, but like I feel like if you hear me on the phone, I'm gonna say within like 2 sentences, I'm gonna say something that's like, oh, he black. Like it ain't. I don't think I sound white even in my tone of voice, but like
no, and I think that's like a misconception too. It's like because I'm very articulate as well. Like I'll speak well, but like I sometimes, I just be like, "Hey, what up, nigga?"
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's because that's just what I'm comfortable with. That's what I've always been around. But it don't mean that I'm ignorant or anything like that. I'm comfortable.
Yeah. And it's so quickly assumed that like if I say a certain type of phrase or I'm using like using slang, that is like, oh, you must not be smart. Like
Yeah,
you
like
you must
what? Come on,
you must not be smart enough to know how to not talk like that. Like no,
like
I
that's
just this is how I feel comfortable talking.
like that's fucked up. Like, cause if that's the case, then you might as well say abbreviations. Are slang, or that's
Hmm.
ignorant to say that shit too. Like, you can't
Yeah.
say ASAP.
Yeah. Yeah. So Candace Owens, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I hate or not hate. I don't feel like I hate her, but I really don't like her. Like,
Yeah,
um,
I got a dislike for it too. I don't hate nobody, but the way she like, because like in this conflicting, because like I said earlier, she make some good points. Like she made good points about the welfare system and how
mhm,
it's against black fathers in the home. It actually incentivizes women to be like, nah, I'm not gonna marry my baby's father because I can get more money from the state. Like I agree with all of that stuff like that, but then when she go around and she like spit that shit about 94% of black men kill black men, and it's like, okay, it's just like that's where she lose me, because it's like she wanna basically turn a blind eye to the other way we've been treated. Like, yeah, bitch, we know niggas kill niggas. Like that's not something that's like foreign to us.
yeah,
Cause we fighting against niggas and we fighting against y'all too, though. Like,
right,
white supremacists and all that. But so you can't say that like it's we only hurting ourselves. No, we getting hurt by niggas too. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like,
Like I said, every race got like that. Like there's Asian on Asian killings. There's like
yeah, like
there's
what?
everything. Everybody got every race is gonna have that because of like this vicinity and proximity.
That's
But
silly to like, man, yeah.
we got like the threat of that and like you said, the threat of police and stuff like that too. So it's like it's a different experience. It's not you're not playing the same game.
And then when niggas feel like they say Black Lives Matter, like we only talking about police brutality. No, we talking about Karens and Darrens too that try to stop you from going to your fucking apartment complex, or what I'm
Yeah,
saying, where you supposed to be, trying to kick you out of a pool. Like, yeah, we tired of all that shit too. Like, white people don't have to go through that. Black people ain't like stopping white people from walking in somewhere and being like, "No, you don't belong here. I have never seen you here before." Okay, like what?
yeah. And then watching Detroit, it's just like man, like it made me wonder like what I like how I would be if I was back then, if I was living
Man,
back
I'll
then.
be dead. Either I'll be dead or I'll be like in jail somewhere, like from killing somebody. Because
Yeah.
like, ain't no way I'm finna just be like, even if I was a slave, like this nigga Sarnees, always called me a radical. Like, but I've
Mhm.
always been like that. I just feel like if something is wrong, it's wrong, man. Like, I don't want to hear why you feel like it's right, because like I'm not just gonna be bias. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I do some wrong, I'm gonna apologize for it. Or just apologize for how I approach things. But
Yeah.
if I feel like you wrong, I'm gonna be like, you wrong, nigga. Like, because
Yeah.
I know you wrong. Like, because if I know you right, I'm gonna agree with it. And I feel like that's just how the world should operate. Wrong is wrong, right is right. Treat niggas how you want to be treated. If you wouldn't want nobody to call you a racial slur, don't call me one, nigga.
And speaking of treating people how they want to be treated, Odell Beckham Jr. or as I say, uh,
Man, what a segue that nigga said. Speaking of treating people how you want to be treated.
okay, Odell Dookie Beckham Jr. As I'm
Ooh.
calling, as I'm calling him.
ODJ.
He yeah. Okay. Let me just. Well, I'm gonna preface it. I'm gonna play the video and then we'll come back to talk in detail about it. But
Odell Dookie Jr.
um, it came out on No Jumper. As a is it a podcast or is it
Yeah,
like
it's a podcast.
on No Jumper, where a lot of stuff gets leaked, a lot of like kind of viral interviews. I feel like what's his name? Chief Keef's baby mama. I forgot what her name is, but her and
Me
two other
too.
girls was drinking, and this is just like a little side note on this whole that video. Like they was like, man, like the trashiest seeming like shot, like in the interview. I was like watching some of it, like they got talking about other stuff, but man, they just seemed like this stupid. Like they just seemed very like ditzy and dumb
Dingy.
and shallow, like about that money. Like I do it for the money, like whatever, like this that ratchet type life. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Them type bitches I don't like.
But and you'll see it don't take a second to notice or realize. But Chief Keef's mom, baby mama, got on there with two other girls. They had been drinking or whatever, and they got talking about like, I think that was before the video started. They was kind of like beating around the bush with who the person she was talking about was, and then like soon after the video start, she's like, I'll just say the name Odell Beckham Jr. or whatever, and it was like, oh
Yeah.
So yeah, she says he allegedly, and she said allegedly, but like, how you saying allegedly, and you was the one that supposedly did it, like, but
stupid,
but that's what I'm saying. They don't seem very, you know what I'm saying, intellectual. But they said that he asked her first to send him a video of her like taking a dump or whatever, and she was like, you know, okay, and actually I think he said send him a picture, and she decided to do a video, and she was saying how she did it, the video or whatever, and tried to make it like, I guess, sexy, sent it to him, and then I guess he flew her out.
Yeah, you make do sexy.
I don't like. I'm gonna get into how I don't understand some of this stuff.
But I feel you though. She probably did. She probably like tried to put it on something, well, that's just, man.
And basically, like you know, long story short, he like eventually flew her out, and then wanted her to like take a dump on him or whatever. And the way she told the story, it seemed like it's kind of true. Like it seemed like it's enough detail in it to kind of seem true. She said she wasn't actually able to do it, so it didn't sound like she just completely made it up. So, but let me see if I can find the video. I'm gonna try to play some of this. Let me see.
Man,
they said her name.
Dookie.
Yeah, I was talking about. Speaking of booty talk, like we was talking about.
Yeah. Booty's hot. Didn't you say it was a reason why people like that type of stuff, or like you said that you saw somewhere?
I think I've heard a theory that I kind of like think is interesting about why people might like that, but I'm gonna get into that. I'm just gotta make sure I remember, but I'll get into that in a minute. I'm about to play this. I found the video.
Cause that's something I would be interested in. Like, why do you like?
It is not like a scientific theory, but it's just like maybe this is the case. But this is the video right here.
Well, sometimes it'll be on point.
Are they ready for this? He said, yeah.
Yeah, go, baby. You can't. You gotta.
Odell
you
Beckham.
can keep it. Bombs.
Okay, I will tell y'all the story.
Oh, allegedly.
Allegedly.
We're avoiding lawsuits here.
Yeah, allegedly.
But you already just.
Yes, he loves to be shitted on.
Ooh.
Okay, that was my first time ever. I never thought.
Did it? You actually did it?
I actually couldn't shit. Okay, I couldn't shit. Okay, I
don't think I could shit on the man either. What the fuck?
I could not do it. That was something like I'm a wild.
Weird.
I could do some freak asshole shit. You know what I'm saying? But the shit part,
you
can't just do that to me like on spot. Like shit on
right
me
now.
Okay, he wanted me to come on a plane. He was like, make sure you don't have any underwear. Don't take a shower for 24 hours. And I'm like, damn, what the fuck you on? But he was like, take a picture. This is how I got flown out. He was like, take a picture of me, you shitting. So I was like, all right, fuck, I can do that. So I took a whole video, bitch. What you want? I was like,
I love you. You took a video?
Of me shitting. So I sent it to him. I got like the next maybe 2 hours. I was in Houston.
Was it like a selfie video? How did you do this?
I was just
need that.
Bitch,
I need lessons.
Shitting, just like I made it sexy as possible.
Of course.
I'm gonna do that.
I feel like anything you do is sexy. I just
we got the blueprint here.
Fuck it.
The exclusive on No Jumper, baby.
No jumper.
I think that's about, you know, we get the idea. I'm gonna play a little bit more because I think she might talk about like what actually happened when, like, I guess he asked her to do it.
Okay, so
has he said anything about this?
Exclusive, how to bag.
I don't know. I don't think so.
I love you. I love you. This is my baby.
Okay, sorry.
I'm
Let
sorry.
me skip forward a little bit. Let me see.
nice dick size.
Let me see.
I feel like his dick is prettier than me.
You just gotta be really.
Yeah, there's some
I couldn't do it.
broads.
But so I didn't get
Yeah,
flown
for
back
sure.
out because I could not do it. It was just like he was like, okay, I'm taking the bathroom. He had a fucking peroxide kit. He had every fucking thing. I was like, whoa.
What is that for?
I guess to rinse out his mouth. I don't know. Like he had peroxide. Like
I think it's like
I feel like that's very
clean.
unhealthy.
I don't
Like,
know,
why
but-
don't mouthwash?
Bitch,
Fuck.
peroxide
I gotta
to
watch
everything.
a porno on this.
I gotta see too.
I want to
Switch
see.
around some.
Okay, so
That shit is gross.
yeah, so the whole theory is that like I heard somebody say it, and I'm like, oh, that kind of makes sense. But they were saying like perhaps you can get to a certain level of access to everything that you ever wanted. You got every kind of car you ever wanted. You got every like house you could go anywhere you want to do, buy anything. Perhaps you can get to a point where like because you've experienced everything that a reasonable person would want to. Now you just like, oh, what else we got? Like pee on me, like doodle on me, like this, it's like these get like so like I don't know out there with like you burnt out on I guess on everything else, so you trying the wildest stuff. I'm like okay, logically okay, but no, I can't have that much stuff to where I want that.
Yeah. Shit. I'm just gonna find something that I like and just stick with it.
Yeah,
like a Dookie though.
Yeah, but like that's the only like I don't want to make it seem like I understand like that kind of mindset to want to do that because I don't like. I would never, I would never even imagine like I don't even see how that's like seen as sexual at all.
Yeah, that's what that's what I was saying when these bitches were saying what they was. I tried to make it look as sexy as possible. I was like, she was like, I think anything you do is sexy. I'm like, not Dookie, like bitch, what? Like, how do you make doo doo? Like doo doo stink.
Boo boo.
Right. Look, Chief Keef, your baby mama and your new bitch.
Boo boo. Dang, that is funny because he said baby mama in the song. But I think I never heard you saying like did Odell respond? I don't think he. I don't know if he did, but I don't think so. But debating, I watched this video earlier and like I didn't get a chance to read it, but it had like some tweets. So I just want to see if the
it's like I wonder what he would say though. Like, yeah, that ain't true.
Let me see. It says Odell Beckham Jr. responds after Chief Keef baby mama says he likes women to on him. Can't knock me off my pivot no matter what shit's thrown my way. I don't is that even related to that situation or just like a random tweet? Or an Instagram post.
He said no matter what shit is thrown my way.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It might be
Poor choice awards.
Yeah, he might have been trying to allude to like a pun or some shit.
Yeah, kind of subtweet.
Mm-hmm.
But these are some of the memes that came out about Odell. But yeah, I don't know what you say. What do you say? Like if somebody accuse you of that, unless you say like, man, what are you tripping? Like that it didn't happen. It's like, oh, so like. Because you can other than that, everybody's still gonna be looking at you sideways. Like
that's true.
Unless you say that it didn't happen, and that you don't, that you're not into it. It's like, you seem kind of suspect. That's pretty wild though. I don't.
Oh, yeah.
We just do it. You're doing a completely too much. If that's what you into. But like, you ever heard the stories about girls getting like flown out to like Dubai by these like billionaires and stuff? Like they'll fly them out and with the promise of like $10,000. They'll give them like part of it before, and then in order to get the rest of the $10,000, they gotta do whatever these billionaires want them to do. And a lot of times it's like the most like this nasty, like this grimy type stuff they want them to do. But it often has to do with like peeing or like doo-dooing on them. Either, and sometimes it's like they want to get like boo-booed on. Like they want to like, it's like,
or they want to boo boo on somebody.
Yes, sometimes they want to do it to them, and then sometimes they want it done to them, like to themselves. It's weird. Like I mean, whatever that part of the brain is that like holds fetishes and stuff. Like I don't. That's some strange stuff.
Man, I feel like if you eat booty, like you almost there. Like
Yeah, yeah,
you almost at that point where like you can do on me.
yeah. I
Or
never
yeah.
like the eating the groceries is like is too much. I won't even go there. Let alone have
Not
somebody
at all.
boo boo on me like or like
No
yeah
groceries will be eating.
yeah the groceries stand on the shelf.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Um
If that's the case, I ain't even going in the grocery store.
yeah like what am I here for?
Right.
I'm in the auto section. I ain't in the groceries.
Right. Yeah.
Um yeah so I don't get it. It's weird like and the thing is like you never know though. Like this, I think this proves that like especially when like somebody's famous for something like like sports or something that you wouldn't assume that they into some like weird stuff through when you find out like dang I never would have known. I never would have specifically thought that about him. Now he's been like accused of being he kind of got some suspect got some zesty to him.
They got a little zest.
Yeah, a little zesty, but
that's funny. I gotta use that.
Yeah,
nigga, a little zesty.
But other than that, like I wasn't thinking, that's a weird thought to have. That's a weird thought to have about anybody specifically. Like he seemed like he would be into getting boo booed on. Like, what kind of characteristic is that you got to have to seem like that?
Right, because that's just like I don't even know. That's kind of.
So I wouldn't have suspected of him or most people to like be into that.
He's stupid. Don't they have like them things called what are they non-disclosures or something like
NDAs?
that? Or like,
non-disclosure agreements.
So shit that you like if you doing something with somebody, you paying them for something, they can't speak on it, or else they'll get it. That's what he should have. I mean, if you gonna paying niggas to doodle on you, nigga, and you in the spotlight, why you wanna.
I wonder, can you do a non-disclosure agreement for like just like a regular like conversation or like?
I don't know.
Like
I definitely know with like sexual acts you can, and shit like that. I mean, because it's definitely been some people in the past that have had like sex scandals or whatnot, but they've had those non-disclosures.
Yeah, I'm when it comes to like because we talked about like homosexuality and stuff and like. I like I said, it's like how you said, like not to judge anybody. It's at the least we have to acknowledge the fact that it's not natural. We've said that before. And this is another thing that's like it's just not natural. Like this is how the human body expels waste and like unwanted or needed things in your body come out. Digested food, whatever. That's not for like. You're not supposed to like be playing in it and eating it. Like,
like
what you doing?
That's what I said. That is crazy. At that point, it's like, man, it's something mental. I feel like at that point, I feel like people feel like just because or if you say somebody is mental or has a mental illness that they're gonna be in a fucking straitjacket rocking and talking to themselves. No, niggas go through mental health issues on the daily, and it just be like. Shit like that ain't normal. Why do you want to have somebody doo-doo on you? Like we just said, like that's waste. Like and it stank. Like so, like like I don't understand it. Like why do you like? What is the obsession with Dookie?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, and then we moved into this whole like eating booty era. Like. Because I feel like I never used to hear nothing like
well they used to call it tossing salad, like that's what that shit was like,
I guess so,
so like it's just like but niggas was like really ashamed and like niggas barely talked about that and it was like jokes like people in jail getting their salad tossed, but now like I feel like ever since Kevin Gates was like I eat the booty shoot if I like, love her that's what I'm supposed to drink up his.
He's
Yeah,
like,
like
he said, I'm supposed to drink your piss.
right, like
Like
no, you
what?
not, nigga. Like what the fuck?
I said, no, you're not supposed to. What you talking about?
Right.
How are you
He said if
supposed
I
to?
if I love her like I say I do, I'm supposed to drink her piss.
Love her. If I
Like,
love her.
like no,
Uh,
nigga, that is not what love mean. Like that
uh,
is. So if she love you, she's supposed to drink your piss. Like
that's
what?
why these niggas be having like philosophies that just like, where did you come up with that? Like, how did you get to
Right.
that conclusion that we supposed to
And he
like be
is
drinking?
he the worst one of them all. Like he swear he is like so enlightened, and it's like,
Yeah.
and then niggas is coming down on this nigga like for being a booty warrior in jail and shit.
Kevin Gates?
Yeah,
Oh man.
yeah, niggas was coming at this nigga for like a little hot second,
Dang.
and he really wasn't like he wasn't denying it or like he wasn't, he would speak on it like he normally speak on shit like that. But I don't know, man. I think he a little sus, or he a little what you say zesty. I think he a little
Zesty.
zesty too.
Got some zest on him.
Yeah, he got a little zest on him. Anybody that just like, I don't know. And then it's like women who like their booty. Hey, I just gotta I gotta look at you a little differently, like. Cause
Yeah,
it's like
it's a strange desire to want, like
it
to have.
is. And when they was talking about it, like the other night, it was
Yeah.
like they were saying like the sensation, and I was like, I mean, you could get that sensation by like licking your belly button or like
Yeah.
anywhere that's like just hypersensitive. Like
Yeah.
I gotta imagine like that area, it don't get no sunlight, it don't get no type of nothing, so it is gonna be sensitive. But that don't mean like you gonna orgasm or like it's
Yeah.
not a clitoris. Like so, you know what I'm saying? What is the point?
People are it's like it's a lot of people that like just, they'll do anything like with sex, like just to get
Yeah.
like a rush, like just to be like just over the top and just like to have a more intense orgasm, or at least in hopes of it.
Right.
Like that's how like people the autoerotic asphyxiation, like choking your like self basically, like while like masturbating or like having sex, and for a more intense
Yeah.
like sensation of an orgasm. It's like I don't need it that much. Like, dang, like are you willing to die?
Right. Yeah.
It's crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. Like, not to be too dark, but like I do actually die from that at my college when I was in college. Like,
Oh damn, for real.
yeah, like I think he had kind of like hung himself up a little bit, and thought he could. I'm assuming thought he could. 'Cause it wasn't like suicide. I think at first it was like coming out as like, oh, he committed suicide, but then it was a Christian college, so it was like extra kind of like awkward to talk about that kind of a death.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I think that's why it was like it was an awkward time, like because everybody was talking about it, but like it also it brought to light like this whole like sexual perversion type thing, and at a Christian college no less. So like they all kind of like I don't know, like not goody two shoes. What's the word I want to say? Like kind of frigid about sexual
Yeah.
things.
Definitely on the fence. That's what I don't like about church and stuff too, man. I'm not saying that like you're supposed to be like have sex and endure sex, but like that's a part of life, man. It's a beautiful. It really is like when you don't overly sexual, you know what I'm saying, sexualize it, or when you don't do shit like Dookie and shit like that, like just the act in itself, and then what comes from that, like we come from that. That's the circle of life, so it's definitely a beautiful process. I feel like just like now, I feel like everything is just so sexual. Everything is just like sex,
Yeah.
sex, sex, sex. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we kind of like, and I guess maybe that is why people do that. Like we so used to like the normal, like sex is so normal. It's like okay, well then, I want it to be extraordinary or better than, and niggas just be doing
Yeah.
more wild shit to it. But it's like just have some ordinary sex, man. Like we ain't saying in one position, do missionary, but like you don't have to involve your body fluids and other
Yeah.
stuff. And
Yeah, you want some other stuff
Yeah.
if you need to get boo-booed on to feel some pleasure.
right, in bondage, I don't want to be beat.
Yeah, that's another one. I was like, I never understood that. Like it actually hurt. Like, like hold on. After the first like, pow, I'm like, whoa, hold on,
Right.
hold on, hold on.
Hold on. Because I mean, like, what? I'm turned off after that. I ain't like,
I
they be
don't, I
like,
don't understand.
oh, yeah, come on, give me
Yeah,
another one. No,
like
I'm
it's,
like, bitch, give me again.
or you want to hit back. It just turned into a fight.
Yeah, at that point, give me this goddamn whip. Bitch.
What? Hold on.
They be like, do
Whoa.
you like that? Do you like that?
No, I'm good on all that.
Yeah,
I'm good on getting whipped, paddled,
me too, man.
gagged. I'm on all that.
It's supposed to be intimate more than anything. It's supposed to be something like, just something significant that you share with somebody significant to you.
And I think people that are into that kind of thing is like they after the intensity,
Yeah.
like it's not that's not how people talk like kind of separate like making love versus like having sex.
Mm-hmm.
And, like that's like nowhere near the making love side of it. Like
Right.
that's just like screwing. Like we
Man,
just
that is
we just
that's
straight like all I could like hear is like metal music like like yeah. Let the bodies hit the like there's something like that. Like it just seems
yeah.
extra intense.
It is
Like
like
just for no reason, just angry, kind of just. And that's not what sex should be like.
man, at all, at all, at all.
So I don't know if he. I feel like you got to acknowledge it. Like at some point, he's gonna have to say like, okay, maybe like you said, maybe that post was his way of acknowledging it, like kind of acknowledge it, but not completely, because it's an awkward conversation to have for like somebody that say he that's true.
It's
Like
ironic too that nigga is on the
on the
Cleveland Browns.
Yep, yep. I was thinking that too.
Dookie City, boy.
Right. He said, "Higgs no." It's like a joke that wrote itself. Like
Yeah. She trying to take the Browns to
Super Bowl.
Hell yeah. No, she trying to take the Browns to Odell.
Got to drop these Browns off.
Oh my Lord.
So yeah, I feel like you almost have to acknowledge it. Like I said, that might have been his way, but
Yeah, I don't think he in no Tory shape. I think maybe if like it just continues to like be brought up, then maybe he gonna have to like make some type of statement, and he'll probably like brush it off. But
yeah, that'll die down. Like because
yeah,
for one, a lot of more people are into that kind of stuff than it seemed. I feel like because
Yeah.
like you said, because of the stigma on it, like. Which this is one where I'm like, okay, I'm cool with the stigma that's on. Like,
Man,
I want to add some more stigma
me
to
too.
that. Let me add some more to that. Let me pile on some more to that.
It stink.
Yeah, it stank. Like it's
Y'all
just
trifling.
like bacteria. Like what?
Yeah.
Like what if depending on what you ate? That's another thing. Like depending on the quality, the quality. Like how do you just not care about what might come out? Like
Man, right? Man.
how
Oh
do you just
my
like whatever it is?
goodness.
Like
What?
and
I
then
just
in
thought
her
about diarrhea though.
yeah. What if you thought like you thought you was straight, but thought you was regular, and then you got some irregularity, and it's like,
That
oh, we here now. No,
yeah, man. I just think about how I tear the toilet up. Like what?
and it's coming out. And that's another thing. Like if you ever like, because and most I think dudes have like at some point in your life had to like pee in a bottle or something like that, like something like
Yeah.
on the side of the road or something.
Road trips all the time.
And you realize like, dang, I can fill up a bottle like instantly, like
Yeah.
so like so like in a similar way, I feel like it will be on that end, like
Yeah.
like it seemed like it's coming out like fat at a decent rate in the toilet, but if it's on you and it ain't going nowhere but on you, it's like it's gonna be everywhere, like
Everywhere.
God, like
Man, like that's trifling. Yeah, I gotta stand up for that one.
so like I want to use that just add some more stigma to eating booty and getting boo-booed on as like a sexual fetish.
You nasty.
It's like what if it come out and it's not the type the consistency that you thought it was gonna be?
Right.
That's pretty. That's just we deep into. No, I didn't even say that.
Mm-mm.
I was about to. I wouldn't even say. I wasn't meaning it that way, but it was gonna
But
come off
yeah,
that way.
yeah,
So I'm like, I'm
yeah.
not even gonna say it like that. I'm gonna just
Don't do it.
I'm gonna backtrack on that one. But but this is a good time to tell y'all once again that if y'all want to donate anything to the podcast, y'all can go find us on Cash App under $ the Stimulus Podcast. That's all one word, $ the Stimulus Podcast, and donate
Stimulus
whatever
podcast.
you would like. Yeah, and find us everywhere on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, Apple. I'm reading it off the thing on the bottom. Twitter, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and more. And speaking of, I got to get these last couple episodes on the audio. So if you are audio only listener, I'm I'm gonna update those audio episodes.
But in the meantime, get your ass on these videos. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Shit,
Run these up.
yeah, you can get that full experience. You can see the whole thing.
But I think that's was our last. Well, oh yeah, Xbox versus PS. Dang, it's almost too much to talk about, but we can talk
Yeah.
about this for a second. So recently, Xbox, it's like GamerCom or something like that. I'm gonna pull up the video, but they have and I've never heard of this award before this year or this like time we're talking about it.
Yeah, me either.
But the most wanted tech award was given to the Xbox Series X. And at first reading that headline, I'm thinking like, oh, like they said, it seemed like, I guess it's because like the natural, like the known rivalry is between the PS5 and the Xbox, or the PlayStation and Microsoft or whatever. And so when they said like they got the most wanted, I'm thinking like over the PlayStation 5. But like watching the video, I saw that the PS5 wasn't even nominated as one of the things. It was only like 3 or 4 things. But let me type this out, and then we can get into this. I didn't come up with a game today, but I mean we can probably just come up with something like impromptu.
Let's do rock paper scissors.
We can do that. What you like best of 5? Okay, we'll do that. All right. So let me share this tab real quick. But yeah, so like it's getting to be that almost holiday season again. And with that, all the systems are coming out, and like you said, like most people that I know, have been talking about they want a PS5 and the PS5 look better, and that's where I'm at right now. Like I think the PS5 games are gonna be like better. Like
Stupid, them graphics is gonna be. Once I made that transition and I saw like the difference and like the detail and like the worlds that they was creating, I was like, man, yeah, I gotta have I gotta have a PlayStation. It's just like, and I was even gonna switch, Quintus over to PlayStation. It's just like you gonna enjoy that more. I know he been Xbox since he been playing games, but I'm like, bro, I have too. Well, I ain't been Xbox since I've been playing, but for a minute since that 360 came out.
Yeah, so let me play a little bit of this video, and we can just talk about this here.
Gamescom Best of Show Awards. Let's get right into our next award. New gaming tech is always fun, but with a new generation of consoles launching later this year, excitement is at a fever pitch. But those 2 shiny new video game boxes aren't the only technology on the horizon, so we open voting up to you, the gamers, the early adopters, the prospective consumers, about your most anticipated tech or hardware coming
This year, I'm assuming.
this year.
Yep.
Here are the nominees.
This year.
I had never seen that one.
What's up? What is that?
So it was only like 3 nominees.
Oh, what?
And
Of
the
course, that shit
2020
gonna win.
Gamescom Best of Award for Most Wanted Tech is
I
the
would pick
Xbox
that-
Series X.
I would pick the
Congratulations.
Xbox over all that rest of that shit. Like,
Yeah, like it was, that one thing, it almost like a big switch. That looked kind of cool, but like I think it might have been a phone or something. It would
it looked like something like an attachment. Yeah, that you
Yeah.
put on your phone.
But
But I mean,
so
yeah.
so people started sharing that. Of course, people that are Xbox stands and fans started sharing that
What do
link.
you call them niggas stands?
They started sharing it because it goes along with their narrative. Like, oh, see, I told y'all the Xbox Series X. And then the thing is, though, like these both Xbox and PS5 are gonna be like super powerful in their own right, regardless. I think on paper the Xbox is a little bit like you got 12 teraflops and the PS5 got 10 or something like that. So it's like technically a little bit more a little bit more powerful or whatever. But I don't think it's all about like straight up like horsepower. Like it's like how do it drive though? Like
Yeah, I'm about to say because that you gotta handle like your car got to be able to handle your horsepower. So like you can jack the engine up on the car. Like if we using the cars for reference, like you can jack the engine up. But if like the components working around the engine don't work at the capacity that the engine is running at, then the car is shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
the frame got to be built for it, the tire. You know what I'm saying? Your suspension. Because if you flying and you hit a, that bitch gonna snap.
great. So so in that way, like I said, I think the games on the PS5 that because like they both did their Xbox did their event way before what's the name did theirs, PlayStation did theirs, and they games didn't seem like it was just like okay. Like some of them looked cool, but it wasn't like that. Like PS5, I was like it was like games that like I don't care if it was on Xbox, I still would have been like, dang, that's a hard game, like or it looks like a dope game. Like I keep on always mention that one. I think it's called like Death Loop or something like that.
Yeah.
That one, I'm super interested in that one.
Okay, hold you up, me too.
But yeah. So I think it's just people, trying to. I don't even know why it got to be a rivalry, but I guess it has to naturally.
Gotta be one. Gotta be better than the other one.
But I should have wore my PlayStation hat today, but I didn't. I forgot it. But yeah, I'm team PlayStation. Like I had Xbox 360 for like years. I had Xbox One for years.
Me too.
And I was just like, it was time to come back. And then I think another thing that's going to be kind of like, it's kind of slept on with the PS5 is that the controller is different now. It's going to be like that dual sense controller. I think that's going to change. That's going to be like a big difference between like if you played it on Xbox or if you played it on PS5. Like when you feeling all this extra stuff.
Yeah, and
like,
see that's why I say, man, that it's that car. Like what I'm saying, the components to work with it. It's like that's gonna make your experience better.
Yeah, and I kind of want to. I probably gonna delve into like some of the VR stuff that's coming out. Like they got the PSVR and it's backwards compatible. Because it's like I think it's called PSVR. They already had that out like for PS4, and it's the PS5 is gonna be backwards compatible with that. So you got the headset or whatever. Because imagine having like headset, headphones, a controller that does like weird like stuff like sensation type stuff. Like and crazy graphics and like performance, it's like you in the game for real, like,
right? Oh, so you gonna lose your mind?
You just gonna go nuts, like you just gonna forget what's reality. Yeah, that's like you ever see Ready Player One?
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah,
it's like that, like living in the game, like
in that game reality.
It's going. I think it's going like naturally. It's going. That's why there's movies about that. Like I think it's gonna go there. Like. It's gonna get to where people going, oh, especially if you like got, if your real life is like kind of like, it kind of sucks, then you gonna like, I'm gonna just escape into this like, alternate reality and just be in here as long as I can.
Yeah, especially the niggas like that like LARPing and shit like that.
What's LARPing?
Live action role play.
Oh, okay, yeah. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm going. I'm doubling down on the PlayStation. I think I'm gonna get like some of the other like products, like I said, like the PSVR. I never want those little like wand things. I didn't.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't fuck on that either.
But
when I saw that shit, I was like, nice try. But...
Yeah. No thanks.
No thanks. No bueno.
It's a pass.
Right. It's a no for me.
So, but yeah, I think that game wise, at least that I've seen, it seemed like the PlayStation gonna be better. At least in the beginning. Like now, who's to say what games are gonna come out after the systems are already out? That might be like the one of the best games. But I still got to play like The Last of Us and like
Hell
play,
yeah, me too.
PlayStation got so many like exclusive games that's like actually really good. I didn't realize how
Fire.
many they had until like more like until this year when like all the hype is kind of building for all the systems to come out.
And that was another reason why they lost me. Like, man, like y'all don't what exclusives do y'all have? Like the same games that y'all got, I can play on PlayStation, and then I can get some shit that I can't even play on y'all shit. Like so, yeah.
It's just like I think to me it's a little bit of a better selection. And at least the games kind of like I don't know. I feel like I connect with the games on PlayStation more a little bit. Some of the exclusives,
I would say so too.
but
Speaking of games, Rochambeau.
oh, let's go. I think I just recently learned what Rochambeau even mean, like that's rock paper scissors. Literally, it was literally just like a couple of days ago. Like I was like somebody he's like we can Rochambeau for it if you want to or whatever, and I'm like what's Rochambeau?
Yeah, I love saying it like that.
Where did that come from? Rochambeau?
I think it may be like Russian. I want to say I'm not sure though.
Let me see.
It sounds like some shit that they would say.
Rochambeau.
Rochambeau.
Like Rochambeau.
Rochambeau. Rochambeau.
So how do you do rock paper scissors or rock paper scissors and then what you doing?
But I prefer rock paper scissors, but like I play rock paper scissors go. But like, see, my rhythm is rock paper scissors. You feel me? Rochambeau.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just test out the delay. So, so I'm gonna go rock paper scissors and then you do it with me like as you hear me saying it. So, rock paper scissors shoot. Rock paper scissors shoot. Okay, so it's a little bit of a delay.
It is.
But it shouldn't really matter as long as we not like cheating, I guess.
All right, so all right, we going shoot rock paper scissors shoot.
Oh no, we can do rock paper scissors. I think I just naturally started doing it that way. So we can do rock paper scissors like that. So on scissors, that's your one.
Okay, hold on, shit. Need a chopper too. My shit about it.
I'm getting low. Let me get some music going. Boom. Where are we at? It's game time.
Showtime.
So yeah, we can do rock, paper, scissors. Like just on scissors. That's when we selecting.
All right, let's do it.
And we doing best of 5. Yeah, that'll be just short enough. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm frozen. Okay, I'm about to say I'm frozen.
Are we doing rapid fire? Like boom, 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 and then like just kind of tallying it up fast, or we do like kind of taking a second?
We can chill after a round. Like
okay.
So after a win, then we we'll go again. Because rapid fire would be like
yeah. Okay, yeah, we can do that. All right. You ready?
Yep.
There we go. Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh damn! I went shit.
Rock, paper, scissors. It's like are you doing it 4 times?
Yeah. So what we doing? Rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah, this on scissors. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
This boom, boom, boom. All right. Okay, that was the warm up.
All
right. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors. All right. Got me on that one. All right.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
What you got? Paper?
Yeah, I have paper.
Okay, I did too.
All right. Gotta get in the camera.
There you go. Rock, paper, scissors. Sorry, tie. Rock, paper, scissors.
You got
Okay, got you. That's one. It's 1-1.
1-1.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. And
okay.
And rock, paper, scissors. All right, you got me. It's 2-1. Dang. So if you get one more, that's best out of 5 right there.
Yeah, 3 out of 5.
All right, I gotta make it a game 7.
Okay.
Here we go. And rock, paper, scissors. All right, tie. All right, and rock, paper, scissors. All right, that's 3. All right, so you won then.
Yeah.
Dang, that was almost too short.
It did feel like.
Let's do best of 7. That's best of 7. So it's 3-1, I think. 3-1.
All
right, here we go. And rock, paper, scissors. That's 4-1. So you still won because that's best of 7. That's still the majority of 7 anyway. All right. So thank y'all for coming in and tuning in to episode 19 of the Stimulus Podcast. Yes. Once again, we value your viewership and everything. Everybody that's listening and watching and everything. Find us on all social media, Instagram, not Snapchat, but like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, at the Stimulus Podcast.
You should make a Snapchat though, Loki.
Yeah, I don't even use it Snapchat in my for myself. So like,
yeah, I don't use it no more. I used to a lot,
but I don't even. That's why I struggle like keeping up with the podcast social media on like Twitter, because I don't use Twitter, and like stuff like Snapchat. I don't use that on my own. So it's like I feel like I wouldn't keep up with it. But we might as well just to have it in case we need. Even I don't use TikTok either, but I don't even TikTok might get finish getting banned. I don't know.
I gotta see if TikTok get banned or not.
But yeah, thank y'all for tuning in. Find us on social media and all that stuff. But anything else you want to plug? Anything?
The Mathematics single is out now on all over. So wherever you use, whatever platform you use, just type in BYSON, and then the song title is Mathematics. And support, video coming soon for that. So
cool. So that's Mathematics Vision. It's like search like this Mathematics or Vision.
Probably saw my name more than anything.
Okay.
I think Most Def got a song called Mathematics too.
Okay. Cool. All right, man. So that's it. Thank y'all for tuning in. We out.